So what is it that you actually look for in a vehicle? I know that safety, speed, luxury, and fuel economy can all be really great things when it comes to the Tesla. But what is it that you're actually looking for when you peruse a dealership? I know that when I'm looking at a dealership vehicle, I'm checking the price. That's the first thing. If it doesn't fit my budget, I'm not even going to think about buying it. The second thing that I like to look for is practicality. If I'm looking for something to get from A to B, I don't need a 2-ton truck that can go over the top of a mountain with no road. I just need something with 4 wheels. Lastly, when we're talking about Tesla, we need to consider the fact that they're a new car manufacturer, which comes with some interesting problems that they're running into because all of their vehicles are 100% electric. So with these 3 things in mind, the price, the practicality, and the fact that they're a new car manufacturer, I might be able to shed some new light on what is rather an old subject, the Tesla vehicle. So starting with the cost of the car, let's take the Model S for example. No bells and whistles, really basic car, you're going to look at about $74,000. Now this is coming straight from the Tesla website, but they're kind of tricky with the way that they tell you their prices. They're already factoring in several savings, like tax break, all the way down to the fact that you're not going to be buying gas anymore. So with all of these factored in savings, you're looking at about a reduction of $18,000. If you add that to the price of the vehicle that they tell you, you're going to be paying roughly $100,000 for what is, again, a baseline vehicle. Now, buying a baseline vehicle from Tesla is kind of like buying a new phone, but not a charger, not a case, not a screen protector, not unlimited data, just the phone. And that's kind of ruining the potential you could have. Like, you wouldn't get a new phone, you just get an older phone. So if you really want everything a Tesla can offer, like autopilot, you're going to want the decked out, all bells and whistles Model S Tesla. That's going to run you roughly $155,000. Now this is about double the price of the standard basic model and still putting in that savings of $18,000 before they tell you the price. To put that in perspective, you're going to be spending about $2,000 a month on this vehicle or more, and you're going to be dropping a down payment of roughly $6,000 just to have the vehicle initially. But let's say price, that's in your price range. Let's say that's no problem. Okay, well, cool. Let's just talk about the practicality of the car now. We need to understand that Teslas are 100% electric, which means you're always going to have that fear of charging or, in fact, losing your charger running out. It's not like there's a charging station where every gas station is. These charging stations are few and far between, and Tesla, the company, has noticed this and are doing something to fix it. They are putting superchargers stations throughout the nation, and they're usually along highways in big cities, which is great for most commuters. Unfortunately, for people like me, that doesn't help me out too much. If I took my Tesla car from Canyon City, Colorado, and wanted to visit my good friend in Dodge City, Kansas, I would have to take my Tesla an extra 100+ mile detour just to make the trip so I can charge my car. Whereas if I took my ordinary regular car, I would never think about filling up because it would make the road trip. But to boot, you're going to be looking at Tesla's roadside assistance does not help you when it comes to running out of charge. So you're kind of on your own. But let's say that the practicality of the vehicle and the cost of the vehicle don't bother you in the slightest. You got that covered. You live in a big city, only travel on highways, and you make plenty of money, no worries. Well, that's great. Well, let's talk about Tesla as a new manufacturing company. The first question we need to ask each other is, why aren't major car manufacturers making copies of the Model S? And it's not like they can't, because Tesla has opened their patents for anybody to make a copy. Forbes magazine describes this beautifully by saying, It's not that they can't, it's that they won't. Forbes magazine goes on to say that the manufacturing companies say it's an economical and commercial disaster. There's no reason to put in this kind of money into these vehicles quite yet. Business Insider agrees and continues to say that there are two main problems with the Tesla company, and it's not their cars. Business Insider tells us that it's their charging stations and their dealerships. See, their charging stations have to be maintained and made, and they're not getting any money from them. And I'm talking about Tesla, because they give their people 100% free charge each time. So they're not making money off them, but they have to maintain them. Kind of a money hole. On top of money hole, you're looking at dealerships that are not cheap. Several manufacturers have tried making their own dealerships like Tesla and have failed drastically. So with these two money holes that Business Insider like to calls it, you might be looking at a manufacturer who might be going out of business soon. But if that's not the case, you're not worried about any of those things, I highly recommend a Tesla. The price might be high, the practicality might not be too great, and the new manufacturer might scare you, but trust me, Tesla is a reasonable car and is a great thing to get behind if you can get behind those three things. Thank you.